Hello and welcome to the TB Valorant Tournament Season 3 playoff opener between WJOTFP and Kai's Femgang. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the playoffs and we have ourselves a 4-5 matchup here between these two teams. And it is going to be the start of what could be a beautiful run to the end of the tournament here. And we have two teams hungry, looking to move on to the semifinals here. And I am actually joined on commentary by a man that will be facing the winner of this matchup here. He is the top of the meat mountain, the two-time TBF, Devin. Devin, thank you for joining us here for this playoff game. What are you expecting on this first map of Lotus?
It's always a pleasure, Jared. I'm expecting greatness from WJTFP. I think they are the better-handed team over Kai's Femgang. I think the way Oreo enters, the way that Coke can back up Oreo, I think that dynamic duo can shut down Kai's Femgang.
Yeah, definitely. They have quite the offensive prowess, especially with Oreo locking in on that raise there and Coke playing his coveted Reyna. We are going to be seeing Che playing the smokes here as usual on Clove. Drew going to be going to Fade, so we're going to be getting Richard on that Sentinel, most likely Deadlock. On the other side, Ben going to be sticking with his smokes of Brim there. We're going to have Kai on Jet, Zay on Reyna, Mia going to be playing Sky, and Storm going to be playing Vise. So now we're going to go and take it over to Isaac for the Extreme X Factor, his first one of the playoffs. Isaac, who is it going to be?
Boys, it is a pleasure to be here today. All right, I've been doing a lot of research. I've kind of missed on my last two X Factors. I mean, a lot of stuff goes into picking these, and I've missed some of the numbers on it. But I'm here tonight. I'm ready, and I think I have a really good X Factor. If this guy lets me down, I don't know who's not going to let me down, all right? I'm going with my boy, Coca-Cola on the Reyna. If anyone remembers what he did in their last matchup, Coke kind of steamrolled, I'm not going to lie. The second game was a little slower than the first, but he was just band for band, almost set the kill record. He tied Skylar's record with 28 kills in the second matchup, and I think Coke is going to have a monster performance.
Absolutely, Coke has been one of the key players here for WJOTFP in their run towards the playoffs here. So here we go. This is a best-of-3 matchup. Winner moves on to face the Drama and Debate Club. Game number 1 is underway as we are going to get an A push here immediately from the side of WJOTFP. It's going to start with Coke, Oreo, and Drew making their way over here. Smoke's going to be coming up from Ben. They're going to be taking out that eye from Drew there. Drew all alone here on this fade, going to have a bit of light shields here to maybe contemplate from the side of that classic, but that's Storm taking out Oreo immediately there. But look at Drew, able to pick off Storm, as well as Che getting Ben, but there is Kai, and Che getting a second now. So, it's a 3v2 situation with Kai and Zay, the last two alive. I believe Zay is low, but that doesn't matter. Zay's going to take them out, but Kai going to go down to Che. Che has 3 here with this frenzy, all up to Zay. Zay's going to have to watch out as Coke is sitting, but there is Che, but Coke, the Extreme X Factor, pulls through for WJOTFP. They're going to win round number 1 off of the back of Che's 3K.
Awesome. I mean, what a great round there from WJOTFP. I think Drew getting on site, calling out who was on site. The rest of the team kind of coming through mid, coming from the backside, picking them off one by one, leading up to Coke sitting in tree and just being able to play off the sound and play off whoever pushed. My bad, I was not paying attention. But play off whoever pushed, and yeah, I mean, honestly, what a great round there. I'm excited to see where round 2 goes.
Yeah, they have the economy in their hands, but actually, it's going to be a light buy-up here. Zay going to be taking that Marshall, with Mia sticking to the Frenzy there. So now we're going to be getting this B-sided push. Oreo going to get in there immediately. Smoke's coming up from Ben, but Oreo's all alone here. He's going to be pushing up in the link, potentially, where he might meet one of these defenders here. Oreo does have that Bucky in hand, has to be in the corner where Richard actually takes out Zay with that Bucky. They saw Ben for 1 second. Ben's gonna go down. There's gonna be 3 there though. Oreo gonna get taken out by Mia. Now with that Spectre, Jay was trying to find something there. Gonna have to get out of there low on health, but it's a 4v3 with WJOTFP having the numbers advantage on their heads. Mia having to watch out there. Gonna get taken out by the Extreme X Factor Coke. With that Marshall in hand, there's gonna be another there. Storm gonna get taken out. Che gonna be looking in the corner. There is Kai taking out 1, but has to find 3 more here. And only with a Bucky in hand, Kai is stuck in this corner. No time remaining here. Gonna have to try and find a way out potentially. Maybe just gonna die to the spike. No, getting out of there. But regardless, WJOTFP gonna win round number 2 here and take a commanding 2-0 lead.
That's a really hard round to win with the classics. I mean, you're going against Outlaws, Marshals, Spectres, guns that are clearly outclassed. Outclasses the classic. I think that's a really hard round to win there for Kai's Femgang. I think this round they need to kind of prove it and come out and win. WJOTFP's off to a really hot start, and I think they're going to continue to build off that.
Yeah, the bonus in hands of WJOTFP. They're going to be sticking to their small guns here. Stingers, Spectres, Buckies, and Marshals. Meanwhile, on the other side, Kai with a glass cannon here. Already going to be pulling out the Operator with a couple Spectres, Guardians, and more in hand. But there it is. The Operator coming in key there. Being able to take out Oreo. That is a huge stall to the push of the side of WJOTFP. Meanwhile, Mia's going to have to watch out here, as I believe that is Coke on the other side. Trying to pick her off. Not going to happen there. Spike in the hands of, I believe, Richard. Now Che trying to lead the charge here towards mid, where it looks like the rest of these defenders have moved over towards the C site. But that eye's going to be posted up on B. That is where Kai is going to look here with this Operator.
Okay,
Che
Tyler.
Che trying to find the right smoke to pull off there. There it is. And now Che with access here. Storm, Ben, have to watch out. Storm able to take out Che, but Storm is low. Zay got Richard there, and now the heal's coming in from Mia. That's gonna make it real difficult. But Drew able to pick off one there. But Kai, oh my goodness, hits Drew for almost everything, but clips her at the last second there. It's all up to Coke now. Does the Extreme X Factor have anything with this Marshal? Gonna have to watch out there. Kai has the better sniper in hand. It's gonna be Marshal versus Op. Kai trying to find one. Ben, though, oh my goodness, gonna get picked off by the Extreme X Factor. Not a lot of time here for Coke. And I think he kind of just has to sit with this Marshal. Maybe he has to peek out, but there it is! Kai, the glass cannon, working the wonders there as Kai's Femgang gets back within one here.
Now just
I guess buying the Operator there was the move for Kai. Looked a little bit like Tyler, cannot lie. But I think what happened there was just genuinely, I think the lack of communication and coming up to figure out where they want to push. The slow push to B, not be able to get that spike down. It sat in B main. I think that's what kind of sucked to WJOTFP off there. And Kai's Femgang said, we got this. And that's exactly what happened.
They do indeed got this. Kai going to be holding on to this Operator here. Zay not going to be having any shields. We'll see if that pays detriment or not. But it's going to be Mia blinding Coke here towards the C side with the rest of the team going towards B. So now Drew and Oreo going to be sending out that utility here. But look at Zay sitting in that link spot. He might try and find more here. Oreo, though, only with the Bucky in hand. Maybe looking to pick off another. Oh, was trying to get a pick there. Che was able to get Zay. Storm picking off Oreo. So now a 4v3 here. WJOTFP low on the numbers. Kai's Femgang, though, has to work around this utility. Che is sitting in link. That is where Ben's going to send out that molly. Che has to watch out. Oh, is able to pick off one, but Ben got the kill on Che. Che now, with the assistance from Richard, is able to stay alive for the moment. But Kai sees Richard and takes him out. Mia and Kai, the last two alive, going against Coke and Che. Che no longer alive, but it's the Extreme X Factor Coke who's sitting, waiting patiently, sees one. Now it's all up to Kai in this 1v1. Not enough time. It's the Extreme X Factor. 5-1, staying alive with the 1v2, winning round number 4 here. Isaac, you must have done your research well because Coke has come out hot here, and it's 3-1 WJOTFP on the back of him.
Did so much research this past week, dude. I talked to a lot of my professors. I talked to different people that I went to school with back in the day, and a lot of them were just saying, hey, look at Drew. She might finally have a decent performance. Look at Storm. He's been playing a little better. Zay's hot and cold. But after I did all the research, every single time it came back to Coke, and it's looking like it's paying off. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the formula working in the favor of Coke here, but not to mention Che is also at 5-5-5, so a very modest game from them as well. Being able to put their backs on for WJOTFP is we're going to be getting a C-sided push now, with Kai being the lone wolf here, trying to hold with this Operator. There is Oreo trying to pick him off out of the air, but unfortunately not doing a Fenrir-esque play there. But look at this. There is Coke lurking in the wings, able to pick off Zay. the rest of these defenders now have to watch out for this backside push that Coke is going to be putting on. That's where Ben is going to see him. Ben is able to take him out, though, with the Bandit. So a great play there from Ben to even the odds here and make this a 4v4. Spike is down, though. Che waiting in the corner with Ben and Mia trying to push through Waterfall here. Now, Ben looking across there. They're going to be able to pick off Oreo here. Che's going to have to watch out. Ben's got 2 of his own. Ben's got 3. Now it's all up to Richard. We've seen him clutch before. Oh, there's 1. Mia's got to watch out. Mia's going to go down. Oh, my goodness. Richard with 4. The GOAT coming in clutch and winning it for WJOTFP.
But that's why we call him the GOAT. I mean, when all the odds are stacked against him, put your betting odds on Richard to win the round. 1v4, doesn't matter. He's going to get it done. What a round from WJOTFP, and they're up 4-1.
Kai's Femgang has to be scratching their heads after that 1v4 clutch from the GOAT himself. Unbelievably done there by Richard on the KJ. I mean, we know he can be Captain Clutch, but goodness gracious, the way that he pulls it out time and time again is second to none. Now we're going to be seeing Zay getting a lot of contact going down to Coke here. Once again, the Extreme X Factor just showing why he is such a special player when given the buff. Now, Kai having to avoid this ult put on from Ben here. That is going to maybe deter the spike from being planted here. Tree is where all of these players are going to be at now. Richard going to be putting out that ult here. Kai has to back out, as does Mia, but Mia's going to be looking, seeing for a second. That's Oreo taking her out, but Ben was able to get Che there. So now, all of WJOTFP are going to be putting on Ben. I don't know how he's alive right now. He got detained. He's down to 10, and Oreo's going to pick off Storm. Now, Kai has to try and find something here, especially with Ben on low health. It's a 4v2 situation. Really rough start here for Kai's Femgang, and they're going to have to try and find more. Coke sitting in the corner. That is where Kai is going to go down. It's all up to Ben here, and I think he might just have to save this Vandal. Time is ticking. Ben backing off there, and that is going to do it. Another round win for WJOTFP. Coke picks up 2 more, and he goes up to 8-2.
I think Kai's Femgang, I think they're in a really bad financial spot right now. All their buys have been Frenzies, Stingers. Ben's the only one with a Vandal there. He's super low. I think WJOTFP is literally destroying their economy, and they're winning the rounds because they have the better guns, and they're playing the site. The KJ ult from Richard to push them onto site for them to be able to plant there. Beautiful. WJOTFP is steamrolling Kai's Femgang right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Now for the side of Kai's Femgang, I think that's exactly what you need, though. You need to get the weaponry in your hands, and I think that's what they're trying to finally do in this round here. They're going to all have Vandals except for Kai pulling out the Operator, but on the other side, it's going to be Vandals and Phantoms for WJOTFP. So lots of big guns coming out here in round number 7. These attackers have been able to put it on so far, but they're going to be split pushing here with 3 going to B. Coke lurking, and he's going to see Zay for a quick second there. Going to be throwing out that blind and picking him off! Oh my goodness, so dirty from the Extreme X Factor, being able to pick off at will. There's Ben being able to pick off Richard, but Drew able to get the trade to make this a 4v3. Che putting down that spike, and now moving up towards that heaven side, where 2 of them are going to be at. I believe Mia and Kai are going to be sitting up there, excuse me, it's Storm and Kai, with Mia coming towards Link. Now the ult coming in from Storm. Che does see Storm for a quick second there. Oh, but loses the gun. They're just shooting classics at each other, and Che somehow able to stay alive there. Drew, though, gonna go down to Mia. Mia, though, can't finish them off. Che with the 3K as WJOTFP have won 6 of the first 7.
I think Che has some of Sammy's plot armor. I mean, going up there with the Visal, getting the pick on
Storm,
Storm. Getting the pick on Storm, and then Kai not being able to take down Shay. Shay takes down Kai. I mean, she has plot armor. I think it's simple to say that.
Yeah, definitely was played well into their favor, somehow staying alive and being able to get 3 there. If you're the side of Kai's Femgang, now look at you again. Down to Marshals, Stingers, Buckies, and Sheriffs. It's just going to be really difficult on the economy here, as Kai was able to get a shot off, but couldn't get anything down to pick them off there. Drew going to be sending out that eye as well, trying to check the corner here. Zay sees that that door is open. Coke is low, and that is where Zay is gonna get the pick on the Extreme X Factor. Having to watch out there as Drew is trying to find some more there. Che was able to pick off Zay though to make this a 4v4. Now Che gonna be pushing up here, gonna be going into their own teammate's grenade. Richard was able to pick off Storm though. Now they're all sitting there. Oreo going to be taking dead care of Ben there. Oh, but look at Richard finishing it off there and getting 3. The GOAT finishing it there as WJOTFP have taken round number 8 and have taken a commanding 7-1 lead.
I mean, I don't even know what there's much to say left for Kai's Femgang. I think just being down economy, you got to think their mental is probably pretty much almost gone, being down 7-1 game 1. Kai is forcing the operator here at 5,000 cred, so he's a glass cannon once again. He's trying to get something going for his team. I mean, if I'm WJOTFP, I'm just going to keep putting the pressure on and try to finish out this half strong.
Yeah, Kai is doing everything that he can. There's next best player, Ben, at 6 and 7, trying to find another way. But Coke, whenever he's able to pick off players like that, is going to make things work here for WJOTFP. Kai trying to find one through the smoke. Che able to pick off Ben there. They're just one by one, picking apart this defense here. Understandable that this is an attack-sided map here, but Che might be looking the wrong way. It's going to be Kai picking her off instead. So now Mia, Kai, and Storm have to try and find their way to get 4 here. Oreo is lower here in Link. Nobody going to be sitting there in that corner where Storm was looking to pick one off, but there is Oreo with 1 bullet able to knock Storm out. So now it's up to Kai and Mia. Mia going to be sending in that dog there. Kai having to watch out, try to pick off the head of Oreo, but I think he has to preserve this operator, as does Mia have to preserve this Vandal here. It's just too much for the side of Kai's Femgang. WJOTFP take another round here in round number 9, as Mia's gonna go down there to Oreo as well. The economy just not in their favor as WJOTFP stacks rounds.
Do you think, like, WJOTFP just knows Kai's going to have an operator, so they just go B so Kai can't do a whole lot there? I think that's what's happening, and that's why they're able to win that round, because Kai has the operator. They're not going A long. Kai can't get any picks, and this team's just dying, and they're not even a good economy right now, so it's hard for them to try to come back, but I think they're going to find a will, and there will be a way for them to try to win some rounds here, but I mean, it's hard. WJOTFP is locked in, and they're just ready to win.
This could be a case of 2 aggressive comps that could just very well be way better on the attacker's side. We will have to see as Zay and company are going to have to avoid this ongoing push to A site where Tree is now entered by these attackers here, and it's going to be entered with a force here. Che going to be sending in with Oreo there. A lot of utility. Zay just feels stuck in a bind here. That is where Drew is going to come in. Wow, 1 pick off there by Zay. Can they get another? Che going to be picking them off there in the corner. But low is Coke. Gonna have to watch out. Kai gonna be looking with that.
Irrelevant.
Oh, with that operator, as Storm is able to pick off Oreo. Coke going to be sitting in drop here. Storm very low as Kai gets Che there. So now it's a 3v2. The Extreme X Factor in the GOAT going up against Kai's Femgang. But there is Coke sitting in drop.
1 enemy remaining.
Mia, though, is able to pick them off, and now it's all up to the GOAT on 12 health. Does he have another magical moment in him? Does have 1 molly. Can he send another? Going to try and do it. Mia, though, going to be picking him off, but this is their time.
Clutch.
No, the GOAT clutches it up again for the side of WJOTFP as they've won 9 of the last 10.
The GOAT. I mean, that's why they call him the GOAT. Once again, 1v2 situation. Spike's ticking down. They're not on it. It's an automatic win for Richard if you're on that side. And I think you got to look at Kai's Femgang. Somehow Kai has another operator, and he just lost his last one.
Yeah, I mean, Storm, I think, went and picked it up for him and was able to survive that ultimate, or not ultimate, but the spike exploding there. So Kai trying to find any way possible to get some picks and rounds. Meanwhile, for the side of WJOTFP, they are looking to continue to dominate here as Zay has the ult in hand, has to watch out. That Guardian trying to find a pick here on Coke, but it doesn't matter. The Extreme X Factor just too much there for Zay to handle. Ben gonna get taken out by Oreo, and WJOTFP once again showing their dominance here with this B-sided push. The spike is once again down, but Oreo getting a little too overzealous as Kai is able to pick him off. Storm going to be sending out the thorns there. Also trying to set up this blind as Mia was sending out the dog there. They're all going to be sitting in main here. With Kai sitting up top. Now Richard going to be pulling out the molly here. Time is ticking. Che going to be picking off one. Now Che going to go down to Storm here, but the spike is just going to keep on ticking here for the side of WJOTFP. Storm trying to defuse. It's not going to matter. The Extreme X Factor is right there. And WJOTFP have won 10 of 11 and are continuing to command this lead here in round number 11.
I think Coke has Zay's phone number the way he's calling his number every round on Mound. I don't know why Zay keeps going back. It's the definition of insanity. Do the same thing over and over again, expect different results, but it's the X factor. It's going to get that pick every time. And I think the way that WJOTFP is playing right now, they're getting the spike down, and they're just playing post-plant. They're not playing super aggressive. Maybe 1 or 2 people push out, but they're playing it smart, which is why they're up 10-1.
They have been playing with a brilliance unlike any that we've seen before. Now in the last round of this half here, they're going to have to try and find something. Kai able to do it on Oreo there. That might be the start of something. Now it's up to the Extreme X Factor, Coke and company, to try and find a way through this 5v4 situation. But we know that the Extreme X Factor has had Zay's number before. He's going to get it again and pick him off here in mid. Now going to have to watch out as Ben was seen for a second up top. He's going to play a little mind games on him as the rest of these attackers are going to work their way to C-side. Coke is actually going to go down here to Storm. So this is the opportunity that Kai's Femgang needs. But this spike is being planted by the GOAT. And we know how well he is able to play here on post plant as Che might be hearing Ben there. Ben, though, able to take her out. The ultimate coming in hot here. Che's going to have to watch out as Ben gets her once again. Now the ult coming in for Ben. It's going to be Richard playing here on the post plant, but Storm able to get them. Drew, though, looking here on Mound. Mia was there, though. Drew's going to have to watch out. There's the ult coming in. Drew's the last alive. She's going to have to watch out as Mia takes her out. And finally, Kai's Femgang is able to get it done there and win round number 12 as they make it a 10-2 game. We go to the Fat Gerard Fat Stat of the half here, and I just have to go to Isaac for the Extreme X Factor. Coke sitting at a comfortable 14-5. He has played exceptionally well on attack, but now he's on defense. How do you think that changes the outlook here as WJOTFP have commanded things here early in the first half?
Listen, Coke, the entire first half, he's just that guy. He's lurking on the opposite site. We know Coke's supposed to do that, right? That's what you're doing as a Arena player when you have a entry jet, or entry raise, my apologies. But what we're seeing from Coke on defense, dude, I think we're going to see a lot more of him, more of the same. He's going to keep pushing out. He's going to keep catching Zay. I don't know what is up with this right now, but Zay is just catching every single bullet that Coke is shooting at him, so I don't expect that to change.
Yeah, Coke just playing at a will where he wants to have his way. Now Oreo trying to get aggressive here. He's able to pick off Zay as well, so Zay just having a rough time here. As Oreo's going to pick off 2. Oreo's going to get 3! Storm through the smoke as Coke picks off Kai. It's all up to Mia, and then she's able to get 1 on Oreo, but Coke able to finish the job. They're a duo ace from the duelist as Coke gets 3 and Oreo gets 2. WJOTFP taking 11-2 lead.
I had a little PTSD right there. I can't lie. Oreo in that spot. Last time we saw that, he got a 4K to finish out the game. I thought that was an ace right there. I cannot lie. But, I mean, what an absolute round from WJOTFP. They played really spread out. They're doing it once again. And I think it's something that Kai's Femgang has to figure out is how they're going to attack every site for the next 10, 12 rounds.
Yeah, if it goes that far, they're going to be pushing to the C site now, where they're going to be running right into Richard. Zay going to get taken out. No, it's going to be Richard getting him right back there, able to get the overheal as well. So Kai's Femgang having to buy up here in this predicament, but oh my goodness, that's the Extreme X Factor getting 3 immediately there. Now Mia able to pick off Che. Coke looking to get more. Storm trying to find a way here, lurking ever so patiently. Coke thinking that there's one there, potentially has to watch out. Maybe trying to find another. Mia's gonna go down. It's all up to Storm. They're able to get Coke to deny the ace, and they have a Spectre now. So Can they find these last two here? It's Oreo and Drew! And Drew is gonna get it done there for WJOTFP. The 4K from Coke. Another round win, and now it's match point.
You know, I said it in the beginning. As the game started, I said, watch out for Coke this game. We all know what he's capable of, and he is showing it this game. I mean, the 4K, almost the ace, didn't know Storm was there on his right. That would have been Cinema, the X Factor ace. But, I mean, once again, WJOTFP is playing a really good defense, and Kai's Femgang's mental might just be gone.
We'll have to see if they just concede game number 1 here and try and make it to game number 2. This is going to be what could potentially the last round here of the half. Now they're going to be sending out a ton of utility to the side of this push here. And now it seems like Kai's Femgang's kind of stuck. They're just sitting here with Coke on that Sheriff, able to pick off one. Storm trying to find another. There it is, taking care of Coke. But now it's Oreo rushing in, able to get one on Mia. But now it's Kai and Storm picking them off. Che was able to get one with the Frenzy. So now it's a 2v2. Oh, and Che's trying to find another, but it's up to the GOAT now to try and end things. Richard with just a bandit in hand, having to go against the two duelists of Kai and Zay, who have Vandals now. So it's going to be extremely difficult here for the side of WJOTFP to end things, but we have seen some incredible clutches, especially from the GOAT himself. So we'll see if he's got one more in him. He gets one on Zay. It's a 1v1 between Kai and Richard, but Kai keeps the game alive here for Kai's Femgang as they win round number 15.
We thought he had it in him for a third time this game, and he just fell short slightly. Kai's Femgang might find something here now, able to get that round win on the bonus. But we'll see. Their buys are really interesting, so we're going to see how they play, but I'm excited for this round right here.
Yeah, this could still be match point here, but you can't start a comeback without getting the first round back. So that's exactly what Kai's Femgang did, and they look to win 9 straight to send it to OT. We're going to get a lurk from Storm here, but the rest of the team is going to be walking right into the Extreme X Factor. Here is Kai! Oh, able to take him right out! So a huge play here for Kai's Femgang, as Coke is going to go down as well as Oreo. Storm on the other side with that Ares was able to knock him out. Richard trying to stall out this push here, but look at Che sitting on box. The trigger discipline gets 1, gets 2, gets taken out by Zay though, down to 6 health. It's all up to Richard and Drew now. Mia going to be healing Zay here, which is huge to make this 3v2 a lot more viable.
The hunt begins.
Now the ult coming in here, Drew going to see Storm, and Storm able to take them down to 6 health, but it's once again the GOAT Richard having to try and find a clutch here in round number 16. Kai's Femgang going to be pushing towards the side of C.
Spike planted.
Richard knows that they're going to be there, and I think he's just going to save the gun here, play the smart play here, and wait this out. You have 9 rounds to work with. It's okay if you give one away here. So he's probably going to concede. Maybe. He's just going to look around, maybe try and find one, wait a little bit here. But regardless, I think this is a round win for Kai's Femgang. They are now up to 2 rounds as the Storm wall gets tripped there. He's going to be sending up that turret. And yeah, once again, just going to be sitting here and waiting, holding this Phantom in hand here. But regardless, it's going to be a round win for Kai's Femgang. They're going to bring it back to 12-4 here as they look to continue to ride the wave of momentum.
What'd you say? You can't start a comeback without the first round back or whatever, and they're doing it. They have found 3 rounds on defense. Excuse me, 2 rounds on defense, and they're going to keep doing it. I mean, on attack. My fault. Oh my lord, I'm selling.
All good. Hey, it's your first time on, and we live for these moments. It's all good. Richard going to be the hero rifle here, holding that Phantom in his hand, with the rest of the team working with very smaller guns. On the other side for Kai's Femgang, it's going to be all rifles for them, as there's one Phantom in the hand of Zay, and Vandals for everybody else. Now Oreo looking with this Marshall here, as the slow push from Kai's Femgang comes out. There is the blind from Zay. Oreo having to back off there as the smoke is now being put up by Che. Slow push here for the side of Kai's Femgang. They know that this game is on the line right now, and they have to continue to win these rounds. Oreo sitting with this bandit as Kai's Femgang is just kind of stalling out here in this A main area. Storm going to be the one to check the corner here. Now Oreo having to watch out for this dog that Mia's sending in. Now they're going to know that Oreo's in there. The smoke coming out from Ben here. Oreo going to have to watch out. Now stuck here in these thorns. He's in a pretty precarious position here as Coke is able to take out Mia, though. That's a huge start as Oreo gets Kai. Storm, though, able to get one. Now Drew looking. Oh my goodness, revealed their position. Oreo able to take out Zay. Ben now going to be the last alive. It's going to be Ben getting taken out by the Extreme X Factor, finishing off the game here. That's going to be game number 1 to the side of WJOTFP.
Defenders
They're going to win
win.
it 17 rounds, and we will see you for game number 2.
What an effort by Kai's Femgang. What an effort.
Hey, they gave it their best shot there, but Coke, man, the Extreme X Factor came to play. What a game from him. 23
cow,
and 8. Just an absolutely unreal game. Che with the 16, 16, and 16. That is incredible.
That might be
I don't
better
know
than
if
23 and 8.
that is amazing. I didn't even know that you could do that. That's wild. Wow.
Oh my lord. How'd I do, guys?
You're
Did
still
How does
straight,
fuck
by the
know
way.
if I like?
Pretty good.
Oh.
You did
All right,
pretty good.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still
back.
going. We are
You
still
guys
going.
suck,
We are
son.
still going. But man, what a game that was. Game number 1 to the side of
Thanks,
WJOTFP.
Isaac.
Now we are going to be going to
It's okay.
split here
It's
for
okay,
game
we
number
can-
2. This
It's
is
okay.
to face the
Let it be
Drama
fun.
and Debate Club in
It's
the
okay.
semifinals. So
What is happening?
I will be reiterating that here momentarily.
Yeah.
I'm on this
Gonna
team
be,
now. I'm on this team now.
We
Sorry,
did
guys.
see
That's my
it.
team.
Oh yeah, these guys been tapping me all day. Yes, please.
Oh, wait. I gotta get this on stream. Let's check what his record was.
So
versus
good game,
Zach.
guys. That was pretty fun.
Wait, you can't see it anymore. I'll
You
check
can't
later.
see it. Yeah.
I'll check
Jay,
it.
Yeah,
I'm,
you
I'll
can
I'm
let
see
you guys
sorry
know.
for what was happening.
Dude,
on
I was
Steam,
getting
dog.
ran down. I'm not gonna lie.
Coke
Zay,
had
Coke,
to
we
be-
caught every one of those on stream, and Coke was the X Factor, so I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, it was horrible.
I don't know what the X factor means, but me and Zay were just duking it out half of our offensive rounds.
Everyone-
Dude, I think I 1-0 them. Yeah.
All right, good luck, guys.
Hello and welcome to the TV Valorant Tournament Playoff Opener, game number 2 between Kai's Femgang and WJOTFP. I'm here with Devin of Drama and Debate Club, waiting to see the winner of this game, and it looks like it might just be WJOTFP after they won 13-4 in game number 1 on the Lotus. So, Devin, after seeing that performance from WJOTFP, do you think they have what it takes to close out Kai's Femgang here in game number 2 on Split?
I think, once again, it comes down to, I think, Coke and Oreo. And we see the Coke insta-lock Reyna. We know that's his main agent. He's going to play that the best. Split is a very interesting map. I'm excited to see how Kai's Femgang kind of like rethinks their process, their thinking process for WJOTFP on Split. And I'm excited to see game 2. And it could be a 2-0 sweep from WJOTFP or Kai's Femgang locks in. I'm excited, and we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. They had quite the showing here in game number 1. Now, for game number 2, we will have to figure out who the X Factor is for this matchup. Isaac, you nailed it on the head, picking Coke, and that was the correct choice after he went 23 and 8 in game number 1. So what do you have up your sleeve for game number 2?
Real quick before I do that, anyone that would watch through that little break where we were like setting up the second game, we were talking about Coke and Zay going back and forth. And I wanted to do a little research to see what the actual head-to-head score was. Coke went 8-1 on Zay that game, so pretty crazy. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was gonna pick Zay for this game because I think it's gonna flip flop, but Zay is on the cipher, and it looks like they're going triples or double senti, and yeah, I don't know how Zay's gonna do on the cipher. I think he's a little too aggressive to be good with it. Man, this is tough, guy. I guess I'm gonna stick with. No, I'm lying. Sorry, guys. I'm going with Storm. I think Storm, he's used to playing Sentinels. I think he's pretty good on split. Last time he had a pretty good game, some pretty good shots. So I think he's probably going to be the X Factor this game. Don't know if they're going to win. That was a very hard fought game from them. But I mean, without Caden, I mean, it's difficult. So I'm going to go with Storm, but we'll see what happens.
Can Storm rally the troops here of Kai's Femgang to continue their push towards facing Drama and Debate Club in the semifinals? It has to start here on game number 2, as WJOTFP are just one game away from moving on and facing the D&D Club. Meanwhile, on the other side of our bracket, in the near future, we will be getting Brimjob going up against the Goon Platoon in the 2-3 matchup there of the semifinals. So that is going to be another one to look out for. But we have unfinished business here on Split as we do a team breakdown. For the side of Kai's Femgang, it's going to be Kai on Raze, Mia again on the Coveted Sky, Ben sticking to Brim, Zay changing it up to Cypher, and Storm staying on Vise. Meanwhile, for the side of WJOTFP, we are going to continue to see Coke on Reyna. It's going to be Oreo on Waylay, Che staying on Clove, Drew switching over to Sage, and Richard playing on Sky. So very interesting comps here. Only similarities is going to be that Sky. So blinds, heals, you're going to see it all here in game number 2 as we head to Split, a map that can go either way here depending on how your comp is set up. So we are going to be starting with the side of WJOTFP on defense here, with Kai's Femgang going to be playing the offense. So Kai trying to lead the way here with that Raze. We know how aggressive he can play. We know how well he can do. Storm on the Vise. I'm not too certain how the Vise setups are going to be working here on this map, but with having Zay on Cypher, that could be something that works in your favor here. But you're going to be starting on attack, which is going to be a little bit harder to do. It's Kai's Femgang, it's WJOTFP in game number 2 of the first playoff game. Here we go. It's going to be an A-sided push here for the side of Kai's Femgang, as it's going to be Zay starting with that camera and Kai throwing out that grenade to try and get anything going here. Mia's going to have to watch out as Zay is able to take care of Coke, but Drew was able to get Kai. Now it's going to be Richard pulling in here, trying to get some heals out. Now gets the kill on Ben. Che, with that frenzy, able to take out the Extreme X Factor. Drew's going to be spotted here. Zay going to be taking her out, so now it's a 3v2. Going to be holding the cross there. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Richard and Che, finishing it up there. It's WJOTFP taking round number 1 here of game number 2 and working their way towards winning this playoff game.
I mean, what a sight hold from Richard and Che. Be able to hold down B-side on their own. Not quite sure what was going on the side of Kai's Femgang. I don't think they were ready for that. And I think we're going to see this again in round number 2 as they look to be pushing the A site. And we have both duelists, Oreo and Coke, on the A site.
Yeah, that's going to be really difficult here for the Extreme X Factor of Storm, as they are actually going to be trying to push here with Kai and company. Now going up ramps, you're going to be seeing Zay and Ben going up there, but Che able to pick off Ben immediately. So Che buying up here to that Spectre has proved dividends, as it takes Kai knocking her out, but Zay was able to get a little bit of damage down. Storm going to go down here to Mia. Coke able to get Kai, and now it's all up to Mia once again. Drew going to be pushing. No, it's going to be Richard taking out Mia, and WJOTFP take round number 2 here and start off hot once again.
Wow, I mean, a very attack-sided comp is playing a really good defensive-sided comp right now on Split. That is not something that usually goes hand-in-hand together, but I think WJOTFP have figured it out, and I think they're going to continue to figure it out, but it's really early. It's only 2 rounds in right now. I think Kai's Femgang is going to figure something out and come back.
They have to find a way here. 3 rifles, a Guardian, and a Frenzy in the hands of WJOTFP. Or excuse me, of Kai's Femgang. On the other side, WJOTFP holding on to this bonus here where Oreo is going to see 1. He's going to see 2. He's going to dash across. Try and watch out here as Kai is able to take him out, and Che goes down to the Extreme X Factor. So Storm maybe has to try and find a heal here. I don't know if Mia bought one, though. Now the heal comes out there. Storm, the Extreme X Factor, gets another one there and goes back up to 100 health. So it's all up to Coke and Drew now. Drew having to watch out there. There's Oreo taking care of, Kai taking care of Drew. Oh my goodness, Coke was able to get all the way down to a headshot. Now looking for more here, but Storm trying to find a way. Coke gets one. Coke tries to find another, but Storm, the Extreme X Factor, gets 3 this round and leads the way for Kai's Femgang. Isaac and Storm once again showing why the buff of the Extreme X Factor is so handy. But now on this round, when you're down 1 round to WJOTFP, how do you try and tie things up and move the momentum to your favor?
I mean, really, what you guys really got to think about this, because this is like a big factor of this map. Right now, they're all pushing one site. They're leaving mid completely open. They're not touching it. Nobody's going mid. They're just all hitting main. They have 1 duelist and they have 2 senties. I mean, what are we doing, guys? They should not have any difficulty stopping them on attack. I mean, defense is going to be tough. This is not good.
Defense absolutely going to be brutal for them once they get to it. But Coke, once again, trying to find something. Zay just stuck in his own trips there. But now Ben was able to pick off Coke. Drew, though, right able to get Ben back. So now Storm, there it is. The Extreme X Factor hears the Professor try and work his way through mid here. But that is where Richard or Che are going to be sitting. So Storm waiting patiently, seeing if Che gets a little too aggressive here. Storm on the other side, though, going to be looking, patiently waiting. Sees Che for a second there. They're going to get some contact, but Storm's going to watch out now. Now the rotate coming in through mid here. Storm going to be sending in some thorns to halt the push there of Che. But Oreo is moved all the way up here to sewer. So now Che's got to be careful here. Waiting in the wings. Storm going to be pushing towards vent now. Lots of slow movement here. Che's going to have to watch. Oreo's going to be on the push there. Kai as well. Che's able to get one, but there's the Extreme X Factor. Finding another there.
Left.
Drew's going to have to watch out. Here comes that ult. Not going to hit. Oreo, Richard, and Drew going to have to watch out for Kai and Storm here. There is Kai, gonna go down, and Drew picks off Storm on the spike. It's WJOTFP taking round number 4 here and starting how they did in game number 1 with 3 in the first 4 of game number 2.
I think they played that beautifully. They didn't overly rotate. Kai's Femgang seemed to be kind of, oh, we want to go A, we want to go B. Let's fake the little A push, let's go B. But I think WJOTFP sat still and waited, and it played off in the end. And that's exactly how they won that round.
Yeah, now Storm has the ultimate in hand. Maybe that is what they need to get the side of WJOTFP, but 2 ults on the side of them as well. They're going to have the Che and Drew ult, so could very well be a 5v7 this round if they ever so wanted to. Richard going to be sending out that blind. It is going to hit the side of Kai's Femgang here, and now the smoke is coming out. Those blinds proving to be critical here. As Zay trying to find something with his camera here. Doesn't see much. Richard, though, going to be taking out that dog. Sees the camera now. Can the GOAT find something here? Storm going to have to back out of there. Gets hit and loses that regen, but it's going to come right back to them to stay at 121 health. Now it's Oreo taking out Zay there. So a WJOTFP with the head advantage here after Zay goes down. Kai looking for Che. Che just being ultra aggressive here with that ult. Trying to come in hand here. Kai looking out and knows that there is one sitting there. With the Guardian in hand. Oreo able to get the Extreme X Factor there as Richard picks off another. Richard gets 2. Che finishes off Kai. It's going to be 4-1 WJOTFP here in round number 5.
What a round from WJOTFP. Their defense holds right now are really strong, and that's something that just keeps getting better and better as the rounds go on, as they're going to keep winning those rounds because their defensive holds are super strong. I genuinely think Richard, Che, I mean, the whole team's doing great. There's not a single bad link in that team right now.
Yeah, they are playing at an exceptional level, and You would think that it would be difficult considering they only have Drew on the Sentinel, but they've been able to hold serve here, especially with that wall in mid. They've been able to do a fantastic job of making sure that they continue to make Kai's Femgang uncomfortable here on this attack. So now, after the faulty grenade there from Kai, it's going to be really difficult here for them to continue anything. Jay, though, going to get taken out from Kai here. Oh my goodness, and Ori able to get 2 big kills there. Jay's trying to get aggressive and takes out Ben, but look at Zay. Get one with the Bucky there with Mia on the Spectre. So now, a 3v2 situation. The ult coming out here from Zay. That's going to be 2 sitting up top there. Drew, what a great shot. They're able to take out Mia. Now it's all up to Zay. Zay sees one. Drew going to go down there. So Zay versus Coke and Richard. Has the spike now in hand. There is the blind. Richard gonna take out Zay there. The GOAT gets it done again as he's moved up to 7-1 for WJOTFP.
I think WJOTFP, like 3 rounds ago, was like, let's play slow and steady, let's win this race. But then they realized, why not? Let's just play super aggressive if they're going to push mid. And that's exactly what happened there. And they were able to whittle down Kai's Femgang's numbers and was able to win the round. Beautifully executed.
Yeah, 3 ults on the side of WJOTFP here with a 4th potentially incoming for Coke. On the other side, you have the Ben and Storm ult, which could be great, but I think it's just going to have to be an ult per round here to try and win some back, as you just have not been able to get anything going here on this attack. So now, they're going to be looking to try and maybe find something mid/A, with Oreo looking down as to where Che threw up that smoke. Oreo waiting patiently on site as well. It's going to be 4 to the side of A, with Storm just waiting here for Richard on this B site. Spectre in hand, Drew working her way back over now as Che is sitting on the other side of this box. So now going to be slow pushing here back towards the B site as they continue to get their shots up. Storm going to go down to half health here, and now with that wall down, Richard's going to have to look, and Richard's able to find one on Zay. Storm picks off Che, but able to get the trade is Drew. She reses Che, and Ben's going to take out Richard. Ben's going to be low on health here. Drew going to be looking. Ben able to get another, though. So great plays from Ben here, but there is Che. It's all up to Mia. Mia in a 3v1. It's going to be aggressive on the other side as Oreo takes her out. And WJOTFP for the 2nd straight game have won 6 of the first 7.
6-7, by the way, Jared. You just said that. That was amazing. But I genuinely think WJOTFP has figured it out. I don't think Kai's Femgang has figured out their comp yet. The double Senti on their side, the 1 Senti, the Sage Wall down mid is forcing them not to go mid. Mid control on this map is crucial if you want to win on attack side, and they are unable to get that, which is why I think they're falling down so far, and WJOTFP is able to come out and win these rounds.
They have executed at such a high level here. Now if you're the side of Kai's Femgang, you gotta find a way, but it's not gonna happen like that as Oreo and Coke are able to pick off Zay and Ben. Now it's going to be Storm, the Extreme X Factor, continuing to try and find something here, is able to get a 2nd one. So the Extreme X Factor with that buff has played at a level that now has to watch out for Drew. Oh, Drew able to avoid that critical mistake there from Storm. So now it's a 3v2. Drew's looking for more. It's Che taking out Kai, and now Mia's the last alive. It's gonna be Che again. WJOTFP 7 of 8 here. Continue to pour it on.
Storm is trying. He's trying his hardest. He's looking like me in the final game of the championship last season. He's trying his hardest to carry that team, and it's just not working. WJOTFP has just got it figured out. It's surprisingly chickens on top with Oreo falling behind. And Richard in 3rd. Coke not doing a whole lot this game, but I think he's letting his team shine. And we see why WJOTFP might be facing D&D Club next week.
Yeah, that might be the case here. Now it's going to be big guns in the hands of Kai's Femgang. They're going to pick off one as Zay has just continued to get beaten and battered here. Storm, though, able to pick off Oreo, so the Extreme X Factor is really trying his hardest here to continue to perform for Kai's Femgang as Coke gets blinded by Mia. There's another blind out. Mia's going to go down. Does Kai go down as well? No. but Storm is able to get Richard. So 2 for Storm here to make it a 3v3. Now on the other side, Che and Coke have to find something. Ben able to get a big pick there on Che, so Kai's Femgang has the numbers now. But can Drew and Coke continue to pour on this onslaught that they have been brutally hitting here on the side of Kai's Femgang? The wall is up, the smoke is up, the thorns are up here. Coke with nowhere to go here as Drew has to watch out. Coke goes across now. Spike is down here. Storm trying to continue to fight here for the side of Kai's Femgang. Drew able to see the blind there. Storm waiting patiently. Oh my goodness, Drew though was trying to pick them off through the box, but Storm has 3 now. Coke, the last alive here, has to try and find something. Was able to tap the spike there. Ben sees them for a second, but down low it's Kai. There's Coke with 3, able to pick off Storm. There is Ben with the ult though, and Kai finishes it off. Kai's Femgang finally gets on the board, and it starts with the 3K from the Extreme X Factor. Excuse me, Isaac. The Extreme X Factor is really trying to come to play here, getting the 3K on that round and getting a round win, but it's just so much of a difficult way here in the first half. Do you think they have enough in the second half to continue this?
I think realistically, guys, I mean, getting to 4 would be a really good half for them with this team comp. I mean, getting to 3, it's not impossible. Getting to 5 would be out of this world, and I would really expect them to win. So, I mean, I really got to see what they do in the next 3 rounds. Really depends on what happens this game, I think.
Yeah, the Extreme X Factor continuing to try and find their way here. The only positive one here on the team sitting at 10 and 8. Meanwhile, for the side of, there it is, make it 11 and 8. That is just the buff that you get when you have the Extreme X Factor on your side. Storm picking off Oreo immediately there and not allowing him to have any kind of access towards that side. Now it's going to be a rotate here coming in, but Coke waiting patiently here in that B main area here where Ben and Mia are working their way, with Che sitting up top here in mid with Storm and Kai waiting in the wings. Excuse me, it's actually Zay and Kai waiting, as there is Zay picking off Coke to make this a 5v3. Again, you can't start a comeback without getting the first round, and that's exactly what Kai's Femgang is trying to do here. They have the 4v5 advantage, making a 4v2, excuse me, as Ben was able to pick off Che, but not before Che got Storm. So now a 4v2 here, Drew and Richard, the last 2 alive. They do have guns here. It's going to be Mia sitting, maybe, it's actually, yeah, Mia sitting, having to watch out here for that Kai utility. There is the dog in the corner. Oh, Drew able to take them out there to make this a 3v2. Now Drew trying to pick off Ben, but it's all up to Richard now. Does the GOAT have another special moment in him? Ben is there waiting patiently, but I think it's going to be Kai peeking out. Richard knows they have to just back up and preserve this gun. Maybe go up top. It's nothing doing there. Kai's Femgang win back-to-back rounds and bring it within 4.
I think Storm is genuinely giving his team confidence. Every single round, he has Oreo's number on ramps. He's killing him, and he's allowing them to either take A or rotate B, and their team's picking off pick. I think they're playing really well right now, and if they keep this up and go into the next half with this many round wins, it could be dangerous for WJOTFP. Let's hope they figure it out, and we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, we'll see if they can continue to ride the back of Storm here. Isaac has had a generational performance here in his first playoff game of the season. Can he continue with this with Storm leading the way here? Here comes the ult from the side of Coke, I believe. It is Coke with that ult there. Storm trying to find one up top. That is where Richard is actually going to stay. There is the utility coming in from Oreo, and I think that they have just absolutely stalled out this push here. But Storm has gotten across, has seen one. Oh, and that's just Oreo picking off 2 with Che getting another. Oreo trying to find a third, is able to. Does Che have the duo ace? No, it's going to be Mia. There is the ult, and Oreo going to get the help with Drew. It's WJOTFP finding back their winning ways and getting round number 11.
I think they figured it out, able to slow them down and just play for the picks through the smoke, and that's exactly what happened, which is why they would win that round. But I think it comes down to now Kai's Femgang. You are on the last round of the first half. Do you come out here with a bang, or do you try to go out here and at least make it look respectable at 8-4?
Yeah, definitely what they're trying to do here. They have 3 ults on their side, so you would have to think that with that advantage, with Oreo being the only one on ult, Drew one away, you can maybe get something going here. That is exactly why Coke has to back out of there immediately. Didn't even want to take the gunfight against Zay and Storm there. Here comes the utility. Ben working their way across here. Lots of utility coming out. Zay's going to go down. Drew with 2. Coke trying to find another, but that's Storm. Able to pick off 1. Kai getting up to use the ult, is able to. There's Drew with 3 though. Can Drew find another? There's 4. Drew has to get the ace. It's Kai, the last alive! Does Drew have one more in her? Yes! Drew with the ace! WJOTFP riding on her back as we go to the Badger Fat stat of the half. Drew up to 13-7, leading the way here for WJOTFP as they are 4 rounds away from facing Drama and Debate Club. Devin, if you're Drama and Debate Club watching Drew do that, do you have any kind of fear in your heart that you might see that in the next round?
Absolutely not, Jared. Absolutely not.
just absolutely not. But hey, Drew was able to get it done there for WJOTFP. What an ace there from the Battle Sage, getting it done in round number 12. WJOTFP now going on the attack here. Kai's Femgang just has to be scratching their heads here. Doesn't know what to do, as we're going to get a serious mid-push here. Storm trying to stop them with those thorns. Oreo having to slow down. Ben going to get pushed out as Che takes them out there. So now it's Storm looking for more here. It's a big push as Storm's going to have to look. Finds 1 on Drew, but Che able to get them right back. It's Oreo finding Mia, but there's Kai getting 2. Kai looking for more here. It's up to Kai and Zay going up against Richard, and Coke picks up another. So Kai the last alive here in a must-win round. Richard trying to find him here. 44 health. Coke still at full, and Kai at 48. Now they're going to be working their way towards the A site here. Kai has to try and find his way through. I think if Coke and Richard stay together here, they can continue to win this round, but Richard's got to be careful not to get one-tapped and make this a 1v1. Richard going to be sitting in that corner there with Coke, waiting on the other side. The blind going to be coming out here. Kai was seen going to elbow. So now, they're going to be playing together here. Richard throwing out that blind. Oh my goodness, Richard stays alive as WJOTFP take the opening round here and start things off hot. 3 games away from getting to that game number 1 against D&D Club.
I mean, is it the lack of util buy on pistol round that's unable to get that double senti going? That was, you know, getting that double senti going that messed them up and make them lose that round? Or is it just WJOTFP being WJOTFP and they're just looking way too good right now?
They might just have it in their hands. It's an outlaw coming out for Kai. You would think the rest of the team has to buy up, but it looks like 2 of them are going to stick with classics, a Sheriff and a Frenzy on the other side. Kai having to throw out a lot of utility here to try and stop this push here from WJOTFP. Now Oreo going to get aggressive there. There's the outlaw from Kai. Now healing up from Mia. Ben's going to go down to Richard. Zay is going to drop down here. Find 1 there, but Richard, or excuse me, it's Oreo finding another. Now down to 1 health. It's Storm, the Extreme X Factor, finding a gun. Does the Extreme X Factor have the buff in them to win another round? No, it's Che finding Storm there as WJOTFP are now just 2 rounds away from moving on to the semis.
Wow. I mean, excellent round, I think, from WJOTFP. I think they just took sight really fast, and it kind of threw, you know, it threw Kai's Femgang off, because the Kai's Femgang didn't have a lot to work with, you know, gun-wise. They're only the outlaw from Kai. But I think being able to take that site quick, knowing that they're not really on a good buy, and they were able just to hold the site down and win the round.
Do have to look out there. Mia, 3-13, could have the first playoff bye of this season. We'll have to see as Mia throwing out, or excuse me, it was Richard throwing out the smoke there. Now working that dog over to the side of where Zay is. Zay, his trips, his blocking, trying to find any way here, but Oreo gonna be in a bad spot there as Ben picks him off. Now Drew has to watch out here. Gonna go down to Storm. Richard, though, able to get Zay. Does Mia have a kill in her? To avoid the pie, it's Coke going down. Now Richard having to find one. Oh, it's gonna be Kai taking out Richard. And now Che, the last alive, gets one. It's up to Ben and Kai. Mia does get the pie. It's up to Che, but there is Kai. Che having to avoid it, but there is Ben picking her off. Kai's Femgang takes the round win there, but Mia gets the first playoff pie here. Isaac, I have to go to you. What pie flavor do you think Mia would like the most?
I've been doing a lot of research on this. I went to school for stuff like this. I've been circling around a lot of different ones. I'm looking at raspberry, I'm looking at chocolate cream. But the more that I do research on it, I run the numbers, it keeps spitting back the same thing. She loves Minnesota mudslide pie. It's her favorite. She loves horses. She likes being around the barn, and I really think that's kind of like what we see out of a person like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, he's kind of getting his hands dirty, just like her. So can they continue to win these rounds and move forward as Mia was able to send out that dog? Lots of utility being used here in B main. That is where Drew is going to push as Oreo was able to take out Ben there. So a huge pick here for WJOTFP as Coke now looks for the rotate there with Oreo. He's going to come up heaven where the Extreme X Factor is. Extreme X Factor going to go down after the flick from Oreo. Oh my goodness. Down to 20 health. Richard coming in with the heal, as does Drew. Oreo going to get back up to 100 here, and now it looks like it's dire straits here for the side of Kai's Femgang. They're going to be walking into that slow orb. The blind coming out there from Richard. Che going to be waiting up top here with the Vandal, but going to get taken out by Zay. Now it's multiple shots coming in as Kai able to get Coke. Richard was able to get Zay. Now you have to watch out if you're Richard. Avoids the ult. Now Oreo's in the corner with 3. Oreo with 4 as WJOTFP are on match point and are 1 round away from going to the semis.
This is the one that counts.
Wow. I mean, genuinely, Storm is trying his hardest. He's unable to do much there. It's literally Oreo. Oreo's known best for 4Ks and aces. He's known for closing out games. That's exactly what he's doing here. He's closing out this game, getting his team ready to come face us, the D&D club.
Yeah, Oreo saw that he went down the meat mountain and said, I have to work my way back up. And that's exactly what he's doing here with a performance like this. 19-8 here in game number 2. And what could be the last round of this 4v5 matchup. It's going to be Zay sitting on site here. The trip going to get taken out there by Che, but Che going to go down to Zay here. So a big pick here, but there is the ult coming in. Che's going to stay alive for the moment, but there it is going down as Oreo gets stormed. The Extreme X Factor, Drew is able to get Zay, but there is Kai taking out Drew. Oh, and Oreo picking off Ben. It's a 3v2. Oh, making a 2v2. Coke and Richard versus Kai and Mia. Do we get the goat and the soda, or do we get the power couple? What could be the last round? Coke looking. Mia was there. Avoids the kill. Coke